No administration in the history of this nation removed more illegal immigrants from the country than we did last year, and I expect the records to continue. We're serious about enforcement. We're going to go out and we're just going to do it. We're just going to follow a sensible set of tough but rational priorities.
What about that? Arizona Congressman Trent Franks is a Republican member of the House Armed Services and Judiciary Committee. Sir, good morning to you. Do you consider this trip a stunt?
Well, I think that Mr. Morton has to put the best face he can on this administration. You know, Mr. Kyl and Mr. McCain and I and others asked for 6,000 new border guards at the border. The president said he would send 1,200, about 500 which would have helped in Arizona, and that was promised August 1st. To date, none have been sent. So I think this trip is just an effort on Mr. Morton's part. I don't blame him. He's trying to put the best face he can on an administration that
he just made a heck of a claim. He's saying the current administration has done more than anyone when it comes to illegal immigration.
You know, it's hard for me to embrace that, given the fact that this administration not only has spoken open falsehoods about Arizona's new immigration law, but has actually sued us for having the audacity to try to enforce what is already law. So I think that he just has to do the best he can to throw as much up out there as he possibly can and see if some of it sticks.
It passed in the Senate, went to the House, it passed in the House, but it's not going to be law yet because it has to go back to the Senate again come September. In the meantime, you're still fighting this issue. Do you think you're actually going to get the $600 million?
Well, I think we'll at least get some of it. You know, I think people are understanding that the border issue is not just about immigration. Certainly it's related, but the focus and the nexus that I've had related to border security has been that of national security. I know that it's very easy for us to grow complacent, but if terrorists come over the border and bring something that could really damage this country in a big way, it could change our whole sense of peace and well-being for a very, very long time. And this administration just seems, again, to be asleep at the wheel on all of those issues. We just saw Jamil Nasser here a few weeks ago of Hezbollah, a leader in Hezbollah, arrested south of the border trying to come toward the San Diego area, and I've got a feeling he didn't have good intentions in mind.
Well, on that point, and that's an interesting point for the debate, roll this. We get a lot of emails about this, too. BYA Jacob Charles Dietz writes about why can't Governor Jan Brewer, the governor of Arizona, declare a state of emergency and then call the Arizona National Guard to defend the Arizona border? Is that an option?
Well, you know, the governor and the president sort of have a co-oversight of the National Guard, and I think Jan Brewer is trying to do everything that she can to maintain a modicum of reason and rational approach. Even when the border had troops sent to it the last time, they were mostly in support roles. And so what we really need is full-time border agents there that know what they're doing to guard the border, and the governor knows that. I mean, I've known the governor 30 years. This is a wonderful, committed Valley Forge American that wants to do the right thing for this country and really for humanity itself. And so I think she's trying to do everything that she can.
Trent Franks,
you're just up against an administration that's not helping her at all.
I'm up against the clock. I apologize for interrupting.
All right,
Thank you for your time. To our viewers, Hemmer@foxnews.com is the email. Something not clear to you? Something just not making sense? Also